Should be the base.
Hey guys, so I'd like to welcome my friend Monica. I decided to have her here and interview her as one of our entrepreneurs. So I met Monica at a mastermind and I was blown away by this woman. She owns a huge trucking company with 100 and how many trucks, Monica?
125.
125 trucks she owns, and then like she often gets the question something about her husband and is like, no, she owns a whole damn shebang by herself. And then she's also reinvests in herself in education, and she's in a lot of like masterminds. And I mean, how much do you think you spend a year on masterminds per year total?
At least 150. At least.
And she just bought a $6 million house in Laguna. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, I wanted to bring you on because I have a lot of entrepreneurs here in my group, and I just wanted you to share maybe some struggles, some wins, some tips. How do we get to where you are? If you have any golden nuggets for us.
I'd say the golden nugget is never quit. If it's something that you really, really want that bad, you have to continue to go. You can't give up. You have to go down your path. This is it, you know? I feel like when you quit, you know, you also are letting yourself down. And can you hear me okay? Sorry.
It's going in and out.
So I'm sorry, I have no internet here. But I just feel like if you quit, you know, you kind of pivot into something else and you just settle. So I just feel like it's really important for you to continue to go down the process that you want. Like, you guys are paying big money to be in this. And, you know, from here, you have to take it to the next level, whatever steps that it takes. So like for me, I go big picture, this is what I want, and then back down absolutely everything that gives me the steps that in my mind, what it's going to take to get to that big picture. And it's like, I always have my eye on the prize, because everything changes. You can have a plan that you want to get to here, but there's so many things and loopholes and things maybe you didn't know about in order to get there. Like in trucking, there are all kinds of rules and regulations. And so I had to learn how to pivot, and you have to pivot really, really quickly. And another tidbit too is, at least in my industry, things go horribly wrong. There's truck accidents, there's things that happen every single day that are horribly wrong. And you can't just sit there and cry about it. You have to continue to just go, okay, this is it. Like, for an example, someone broke into my truck yard. I'm out in the Fontana area. And they broke into my truck yard about 6 weeks ago, and they stole all of the computers, not all of them, but out of 15 of my trucks. I have 125 of them parked there on the facility. They broke into 15 of them. Devastating. It's the computer that makes the trucks run. You cannot run them no matter what. And they're on national back order because it's a thing right now that they're stealing these. So the replacement part is $1,500, and they're on the black market for about $6,000 to $8,000. So, you know, right now I was only able to secure 8 of them. So, and it took me all of this time just to get to 8 of them. And, you know, in the meantime, I have 15 people that were expecting to go to work today and are wrong. So, you know, I ended up renting trucks. I ended up doubling the guys up, changing their shifts, putting them on other trucks. I mean, you have to pivot so fast so that you don't lose the momentum, because if you slow down, that momentum that you continue to have going forward is just going to go backwards, and you really want to continue to go forwards. So, you know, rumor on the street is that, you know, hey, geez, she's just got so much money, she's just rolling with it. But it's like, no, it's because you have to roll with it. Whatever it is that God is serving you, you're going to take it, and you're going to have to figure it out how to get yourself to the next level. And whatever blips that you have in the road, you have to just continue to move down, you know, that road so that you can become successful and remain that way, and you can't let it get you down, you know? So, what else can I share with you? I have been a single person for 10 years, and I am in a man's world, right? And it is like she said, people are like, oh, sure, did someone hand this to you? Did someone give this to you? Was it your husband's? Was it your dad's? Was it this? No, I started with 3 trucks. I got a loan, and I just continued to move forward with that. And then one day I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm like, hey, you know what? I think these truckers need some more help besides the fact that I'm running my trucking company. So I got up in the middle of the night, wrote everything down. It was like God came through me and it was like, here's what you should do. So I like wrote everything down and I started a company called Mother Trucker. And it is exactly what you guys are doing, which is a piece of it, which is creating courses for teaching truckers how to get in the game and how to be able to have not just one truck but multiple trucks. How do you grow? What are the laws? What are the legal parts of it? I had created it so that truckers like myself, where I struggle with um, the applications that the drivers turn in, you have to have everything I's, dotted, T's crossed, by the book per the Department of Transportation, or they can shut you down for it. So I ended up creating this, and now I'm offering energy drinks, and I'm offering clothing, and I'm offering everything that a trucker could use. And this is organic clothing and organic energy drinks, because we all see the monsters and all the bangs and all that shit, and it's crap. So I'm offering a healthier version for the truckers because they don't have that. So it's kind of something that was in my niche where I feel like, these guys should have in order to, help them be more successful, offer them life insurance, health insurance, like everything. It's just going to be a one-stop shop so that these guys can be compliant, all the realities of trucking. So, I mean, that's it. I'm just going down my journey, and I am freaking I'm not taking no for an answer, and I'm just continuing to offer these services for these guys because I know what I can do and I know what these guys need, so that for me is really what's important. And I'm pretty sure for all of you guys, for you to want to do these courses, you have something fantastic to offer everybody. And the only way that you're going to be able to get it out there is by taking all of this excruciating time to get through what you have to get through in order to push this out there so that you can offer your services to other people, because that's what it's about. It's about helping people, So that's everything in a nutshell.
So there's so many amazing things that I just find amazing about you. And I find a lot, like I have a lot of entrepreneur friends and they talk about doing all these things. And I ask them like 6 months later and they're doing none of it. And one of the things that I noticed about you is everything that you spoke about in the last 6 months to me, you have done all of that. So, Mother Trucker, the app, the clothing line. I mean, you even buying that house in Laguna. I remember you were saying, oh, I'm looking for a beach house. And I was like, oh yeah, everyone, yeah, sure, I want a house on Mars too. Okay. But you actually go and do the thing. So I guess one of my questions is like, how do you follow through and how do you manage all these projects while running this amazing multi-million-dollar trucking company? I mean, that is like, wow.
It's like, I love it. It's just a lot of fun, right? So, I mean, it's an 8-figure business, the trucking part of it, right? And Mother Trucker is still in its infancy. So I'm making some money with some carriers, and, I've done, a lot of trials and tribulations, but I'm just a fan of, also you say what you're going to do and do what you're going to say, right? So it's like, okay, in my mind, back in the day, I had a bunch of rental properties. I bought this beautiful place. I don't know if you can see the background, but I mean, that's my view. I bought this beautiful place because I stayed on a vacation place and it was an Airbnb. I can do this. Just give me the closest place I can get to the water. It's 1,000 Steps Beach is right down there. If you're familiar with Laguna, but for me, I'm not afraid of starting a new business. I'm not afraid of that, which most people are, so I guess it's like I'm not getting any younger. I'm taking every day to the 100% fullest that I can. I mean, I work really, really hard. Being in trucking, it's 24 hours, so a lot of times I don't get any sleep, and that then derails me the next day, usually because I need the sleep. But, I continue to go down that road because I know what I need for me. Caroline, I've got two daughters that are adults, but I feel like I'm the one person in my family that can make a big legacy for them. So I have that also in my mind. And that's kind of what drives me to continue, because I'm really not a person who wants to fail at things, which I've failed at thousands of things. But it's like I just want to continue, and I don't want to be that person that goes, I should have started those energy drinks. I should have started the clothing line. I don't want that. I want to be the person that said I did, and this is what I got out of it, or I did, and I offered these services. I was able to provide more jobs for people. I was able to give these truckers some healthy options at the truck stops because they just have fast food available to them. I'm offering organic clothing because the clothing that we are sold is, plastic, basically, the polyester and all that, so it's like I'm offering what's better for people because we don't really have that. So it's like in the back of my mind, I'm just like, people need this. They need this. So I'm doing a disservice if I don't continue to go down that route, being able to offer jobs. Last week, I think I told you, I haven't done sales in years because I've had a consistent amount of customers. So, they just call me and I've got jobs. They're dedicated work. It's Home Depot, Target, Amazon, like the big box customers, right? And so I was doing sales calls last week, like I did in 2011 when I started my business, because I know the economy is going to slip a little bit. And I don't want to be caught up in that. So it's like I'm always just thinking ahead of the game. I've been doing this a long time. So it's like it's just kind of second nature just to do that. But I don't know. I just love to create things and help people. And so that's kind of what I've been after the last, couple of years.
So you're spending $150,000 a year on masterminds. Number one, what's your ROI? And number two, what's like one thing that we can just like start applying today that will give us a better ROI on our business, on our life?
That's an interesting thing. For me, it's these guys kind of help you become a machine in a way too, right? Because you start being around people that are moving forward, and you're like, damn, I want to have that. What do I do? How do I do that? So you get to that. The biggest ROI I'd say is just same thing. The fact that these guys are challenging me. They're like, hey, go out and do sales. Hey, go buy 15 trucks. Hey, go do this. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So it's kind of, it's a big accountability thing. It's where people see more in you than what you see in yourself many times. And so for me, that's important. Personal development is very important for everybody, because I let it drop for a while because I had a really hard time for a few years there. And I loved getting back into it because things change all the time. Like courses weren't available, online like this 10 years ago, 15 years ago. This is what's hot now, So you want to get everything out right now. And what you're finding is that you've got to keep up with what's current, and being around like-minded entrepreneurs is just so important because they educate you on things that you might have thought you knew, and they teach you a better way and how to save time, which is something that I really need. So I think having personal development and having coaches is very important to what it is that you want to do in your life, because they help you.
Yeah, I think it's amazing when you were starting the clothing line. I remember you told me one of the coaches you hired, he was like Louis Vuitton model that made an athletic company, made millions of dollars, and you hired him to help you. And I was like, oh my God, that's so smart. It's like,
Yeah.
I've heard of the terms like piggybacking someone else's, journey.
Yeah, he gave me his blueprint on how to do it. He's in Australia, so we talk twice a week, and he's helping me. And I had told him about my energy drinks, so he wants to flip it and sell the energy drinks in Australia to the truckers because his dad happens to own a trucking company. So it's kind of funny how that happens, right? So it's like it's a win-win when you get surrounded by people that think like you, and you know, like Caroline. I mean, Caroline is a machine. She's always going. Caroline is like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm going to do it. And if this motherfucker can do it, I sure as shit can do it too. You may not speak like me, but I got trucker talk. Sorry. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I am like, if this stupid MF can do it, I could do it 10 times better and more refined.
Yeah, I feel like that. So you guys, all of you guys can do this. It's just a matter of taking the action to get it done and then posting it out there and advertising it, putting on, you know, Facebook, putting in your pixel, getting, you know, all the ads out there, and then the money is just going to flow towards you, you know?
What's like one, I mean, I just love that you spend so much money on masterminds. What's like the latest thing that you took in that you were like, holy shit, if I apply this to my business, I'm gonna make like 5, 10 folds over.
I think it was a refresher to hear that the whole point is to help people. So it's like the money's good, the money's going to come, but if you chase the money, it's not going to come. But if you're putting it out there that you're helping people, like I had a bunch of rental properties back in the day, so I knew I was housing people. I knew I was employing people. I know I'm helping people with Mother Trucker. They don't understand that stuff. So something, you know, just as simple to hear at a mastermind that we know in the back of our heads. But, you know, this weekend I went to one in Long Beach. It wasn't even part of my groups, and I was asked to go, and I went. And, you know, it's just one of those things where all of them on stage were just like, we're here to help people. When you help people, the money will come. You know, it's not about the money, it's about helping people. And when you recognize helping people like Caroline with her luxury real estate, like when you start recognizing how much she's helping people, this is why she's so successful too. You know, it was a good nugget.
Oh, thank you. I love you. Monica is like my sister. Like we eat dinner once a week and like we
We
talk
try.
business, we talk boys, we talk, you know, she is my sister for sure. I'm gonna open up the floor to see if anyone has any questions. You guys can unmute yourself, or if you need help unmuting, just wave. I'm sorry, this is my first time hosting a Zoom meeting. So any questions?
I think I can unmute myself. Okay, awesome. Yes, well, yeah, quite a couple of questions. Well, Monica, it's absolutely great to meet you. Thank you for making the time to talk to us. One question I do have is, and I think this is more like a personal struggle, and especially since I'm at the start of my journey, like how do you allocate your time between preparation and actual like execution? Because like if you just execute the whole time, then yeah, you can get a lot done, but it's not going to be efficient. And if you just like prepare or learn, or let's say do masterminds the whole time, you're going to become super smart, but you're not going to go anywhere. Like, how do you find that balance?
It is a difficult thing to do, and you have to just really compartmentalize everything that it is. At least that's what I do, that it is that you need to do. So I set out time in the day. So of course, you know, when, like tomorrow I'm traveling to Dallas to go to a mastermind, and it is where it's inefficient because I am soaking it in and learning it, and then I have to come and apply it. So I spend a lot of my weekends working on applying those things. But it's almost like how you're creating your courses, right? You've got to do the SOPs, you've got to do everything, and it's the hardest part for me, anyways. And then once you get that done, it's easy to execute. So that's really something, you know, that I find easy. But you know, it's difficult for a lot of people, and I just knock out times of the day. You know, I've got the trucking company and then Mother Truckers. Those are two different things, plus other investments. So you just kind of go, all right, from 4 to 6, I'm doing Mother Trucker, and you know, before 4, I'm doing Sugar Creek, and then you know, I hire a staff of people that help me. You know, and you'll get to that point too. But in the meantime, you've just got to get your nose to the grindstone and get that out there, and then you can execute.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh, I
Thank you.
love that. Rick, Stefan, Mustafa, any questions for Miss
Monica.
Monica?
Hi.
Yes. Hi.
Hey, thanks so much. This is awesome. I love hearing your insights and your story, and it's very inspirational. I always like to ask practical stuff, like what are the last couple books you read that you just found value in?
You know, you know what I picked up recently too, and it's one of my first entrepreneurial books too, was Think and Grow Rich. I really like to go back to that. Ed Milet, I started reading the Power of One More, and you know, being the one in the family, and so that was something that really resonates with me. But I'm always reading books. I I actually have a book here and a book at my house, so I'm like reading between two different books. But and then listening online and listening to YouTube. Caroline, I shared with her, what is it called? I always listen to that too. Caroline, what is the one that I shared with you? I can't think of what it is.
Game of Life and How
to play it. That's it. The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's on YouTube, and that is a game changer because it changes your mindset on how you want things and how you put things out. If you guys have all read The Secret or know about The Secret, it's about, you know, what you're putting out in the world is what you're going to get back. So that I love.
That's so amazing. And yeah, I read Think and Grow Rich. One takeaway from that book I got, it was in the very beginning of the book, and it said to write down a number that you want to make. Number 2, write a date. And then the third thing, which I thought was really interesting, was it said I forgot how they said it, but they said something in the lines of like, you can't get anything without giving anything. So what are you going to give to get that? And like all over my room, my office, you know, like I have 10 million net written everywhere. Even on my value video script, I wrote value video script 10 million net, you know, because that's the number I'm trying to hit. On my phone, like I have
Yep.
yeah, I have this Russell. Oh, it's hard. How do you turn off? Okay. Like I have this like Russell Brunson ClickFunnels. It's an award for $10 million, you know, like your funnel hit 10 million. And so I definitely, you know, use all those things and keep that everywhere, and reminders of like, you know, you got to have that goal in your mind, you know, to hit it.
Hey, I just want to add something to that. I think 2017, I finally discovered that information, all the stuff derived from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Earl Nightingale, all that. But Monica, you know, if you keep coming back to Think and Grow Rich like I do, like I read it all the time, I found on Audible, it's called Napoleon Hill in His Own Voice, and it's an actual like 10-hour seminar of him talking through every principle in that thing from like 1954. It's incredible. You hear him talking and explaining and giving anecdotes about all the different principles, and it's I don't know why more people don't study that stuff. It's just the best.
Where is that?
I'm going to check that out.
Audible? Oh, I'm doing it.
I did not know that existed.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Good tip. Thank you.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, does anyone else have any questions? Okay.
I have another one. I know you're short on time, but I'm just curious. You did mention real estate. Maybe you could just talk through what you did in business or your career before, you know, a little earlier on in the path. How you got here.
That's an interesting one. I've done a lot of stuff. I was married for 22 years, and I was working with my ex-husband in a brokerage, So not a real estate brokerage, but a trucking brokerage. So you're just pushing pens and paper, and you would hire carriers, right? So I was going through my divorce, but just prior to that, I started my trucking company. I didn't want to because I was day trading. This was before crypto was a big thing. I was day trading. I had 10 rental properties, a commercial office building, a weekend place, kind of like what I just did now, And so I just wanted to get back to that, I guess, because I really enjoyed, having something different to do each day. Like trucking is fun, but real estate is more fun, and having, all these different things, always were fun to me. And then I started to get into the crypto game, and I've made a lot of money doing that too. And it's like the hustle is a lot of fun. The really uber successful people are like, no, you want to stop hustling, you want to get out of that game, you want to scale and escape, but I take pleasure in the hustle. I mean, getting this place here at the beach, it was kind of a hustle, and beating other people out to be able to get it. And then now I'm going to get it set up to rent out and things like that. So I guess just that my history, that what I knew worked for me, is after my divorce I picked up on and continued down that path. And being a girl in the trucking world is not normal either, so I kind of stick out like a sore thumb to people, so when they meet me they don't forget me. It's kind of a good thing.
I think one of the most amazing questions I gave Monica. So just a quick background. Monica is a multimillionaire, owns the trucking company with 125 trucks. I mean, she's spending 150 grand a year on masterminds. Think how much she's making, And I was having dinner with her at Voltaire, and one of the questions I asked her was, "Do you think she's successful?" You know what she said? No. And I think that's the fire under her ASS, that she's so hungry and driven that like she has a $6 million home in Laguna. She has like a beautiful home in Inland Empire, and her car collection, boys, you will be jealous. Okay.
I've got some cars.
Yeah. I mean, but she doesn't consider her successful. And I think that's why she's always learning, growing, and like, I always, we always make time to eat dinner, and I always ask her so many questions because like, I mean, people ask for $3,000 to $5,000 an hour to talk to these big entrepreneurs, and she's here doing it for free and for fun and for free. And thank you so much, Monica. Wow, I learned a lot.
Welcome. It's so much fun. And I want to say, Caroline and I live about an hour and 45 minutes away from each other. So we are making the extra effort to get together because we also know we're helping each other. And that's really what all of this is about, is when you connect with people that are like-minded, you just stick together with them so that you can help each other. So I'm here helping her, and helping you guys, hopefully. And, I just want to say, like, don't ever give up. Just keep moving forward.
That's such great advice. Well, Monica, I'm going to end the call here. Thank you so much. You're just such an inspiration and such a badass entrepreneur, and I just respect you so much. I look up to you. And, man, if you don't think you're successful, I got to work 10 times as hard.
There's so many more people that are doing so much more, and it's always that. So I mean, don't be intimidated by people that are doing so much more, because when you think you're gonna get to where you are, there's levels to this. People are buying planes in my group. I'm like, what the hell? I guess I better step up my game. I mean, you start and just know there's always people doing worse than you, and there's always people doing better than you. It's good to gauge it, but just I feel like if I'm better than I was yesterday, that's all that matters, right? So anyway, thank you guys so much for having me on. I hope I helped anybody.
Oh my God, tons.
Don't give
Yeah.
up.
I'm already making lists of masterminds I want to join, and like, yeah, it's just, I didn't even realize, like, because when I used to look at those masterminds, I was like, why would I give them that money? But like, I see all the people who are in those groups are performing at such a high level. And even when I was like following Dan Fleischman around to all the conferences and making friends, I realized, oh my goodness, the people in these masterminds, they are on a different level for sure. And I was like, I better step up my game.
Yeah, they're on a different level and they want to take you with them. You know,
Mhm.
I invested with, and so you guys, I invest in a shit ton of stuff that has nothing to do with trucking, nothing to do with my space. I own restaurants that are not even in my space, donut shops, the Ever Bowls. I'm on the corporate side for that. I invested in Dan Fleischman's horse ranch with a wedding venue. And yeah, I mean, like all of these things. And it's because they want me to go along with them. And I, of course, want to go along with them too. So it's like when you start to connect with people that are like next level, they want you to succeed, you know? And so you just kind of follow everyone's formula and whatever you feel like you want to get into, right?
Yeah, that's also
Anyway,
the other
sorry.
personality that I saw at those masterminds was like, if you call one of those people in their that mastermind, they will help you. Like Dave Alred, I was like, oh, I want to do self-storage. He's like, oh, you should do a syndicate. Well, Dan Fleischman told me you should do a syndication and you need to create a fund. Contact Bridger and Bridger's gonna help you do. And I was like, why are you guys helping me? You know, because I'm so used to people being secretive with their information, but these guys are in abundance and they're like giving and teaching and they want, and even like Dave Alred, one of his things he said was, I want to help 1,000 people become millionaires. And I
That's
was
right.
like, holy shit, like, wow, that's so cool, you know, so cool.
Agreed. I know. It's exciting. It's really exciting. So you guys are at the tip of the iceberg and it's just no stopping you from here.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to end the recording here.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, wait, before we go. So how can people find you?
Oh, on Instagram, it's monica.byers. I also have mothertrucker.life and Sugar Creek Transportation, but monica.byers is my personal page on that.
Okay, well, follow her and thank you so much.
Thank you guys.